All right, welcome back to another one, y'all. So now, obviously, y'all know that there's been a crazy situation going on with Skibidi Toilet. If you've been keeping updated, things are. It feels like it's reaching a boiling point. Um, I didn't think this information was gonna come out like this. I wasn't gonna speak on it because, again, I don't really want no issues. But at the same time, I'm gonna give the latest news that's publicly available. I'm not ever gonna share nothing that's private. But this is public. This is publicly being spoken on. So all we're doing is just reviewing it, right? So Zach Door, person that's worked with Boom, popular in the Skibidi community, see 1.41 million subscribers, is notorious for a lot of good, crazy animations. He pretty much just came out with a video and pretty much came out with a statement as well, which I think is really crazy. So let's look at this statement and let's read it really quickly along with the video and an analysis from IsiahCozy. So he says, yo, it's Zach. There's basically an apocalypse going on in the fandom right now, and Invis doesn't seem to care. All they think about is money. I'll explain everything more in detail later, but I hope that someday people will actually listen and that the old days when Boom himself directed every episode will come back, though honestly, that hope feels like it's fading more and more each day. So he just pretty much comes out and says that Boom isn't directing episodes anymore, which means that who is? You know, who's directing these episodes? And I'm not sure why when I do this, it looks like that. Sorry, it's unprofessional. But if Boom's not directing, who's directing? The person who made it isn't really directing the episode? What are we talking about? And if he is not directing it, and if his team or the people who really love the series aren't directing it, then who is? Right? I don't know what kind of consequence I might face for saying this. Maybe they'll even try to hit me with a strike since the contract forbids me from saying anything against them. But if anyone tries to silence me, I'll keep you updated. A lot of people did get put under contract. I was not one of those people. I when it comes to contracts on YouTube, I steer clear. That's why like a lot of people like to say, "Oh, you fought off." Oh, you know, I'm just not corporate, bro. I'm very indie. I just do my own thing. And I be vibing, bro. Like, but more power to anybody who did, because it definitely did give you a lot more opportunities. And I think that it's fine. Like they wanted to put me. Well, they were thinking about putting me under contract because of Skibidi containment breach, but it never ended up happening because the series never ended up really being like a super big thing. But yeah, so a lot of what's happening is still within the so-called alliance, but I can tell you a bit about what's been going on with the fan made club, which I think they're the group Invis licensed to make Skibidi Toilet content. So pretty much like the people who make What Ifs, or not What Ifs, but like the actual series, right? So I would assume this is like Dom Studio, this is Verlance. There was this one Game Tunes, I'm pretty sure were making Skibidi videos at one point, so they might be referring to them. But yeah, like I said, I'm not part of this at all, and I keep on saying that because like there are a lot of people who are like Cozy silenced. He can't say nothing. Nah, guys, I'm letting y'all know. I just don't really speak on anything that don't need to be speaked on unless it's spoken on already. Like if Zach's coming out and saying stuff, then I'ma say like things here and there that pertain to me in these scenarios, right? So from the Invis side, it's been nothing but confusion and denial. I'm not okay. Denial is an interesting word to use. It feels like they don't even have a plan. Everyone's contradicting each other. David LB, the producer, and probably the one behind Emergence. So, and here's my thing. They don't even people who are helping make Skibidi Toilet aren't even knowing what's going on either. So if they don't know, then and yo, that's madness. I'm not gonna lie, it's really madness. There's no way that nobody knows what's going on or who's making what. They're just doing their own thing. Can't believe we're in an era and a time where this is even possible anymore. Like the Skibidi Toilet revolution, bro. Like powered and charged by the fact that it's indie, right? It's indie. All right, let's keep going. Keep shutting down or keep shutting people down in the alliance whenever anyone dares to criticize something. So they're not open to critiques? Come on. Especially if it's constructive criticism, I feel like we should be really open. Even when I shared my opinion, he came into my DMs with the passive aggressive messages, basically hinting that I should delete what I said. Man, y'all boys make sure y'all support Zach Door through this. Like I said before, I have no qualms, no beef with none of these things happening. My only issue is, even if their main priority was money, you literally have all the people who love the series who are willing to help make this product even better. But rather than going to those people or having or giving them the torch to the series, we would rather, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's where I'm confused. Because even from a business point of view, it makes no sense. It genuinely just makes no sense. Earlier today, me and other creators had a call with Invisible Narratives. After that call, my faith in them dropped even lower. That's horrid. The fact that, and to my understanding at least, Zach Dorr don't really be saying too much, at least not publicly. Not that I've caught wind of, right? Because I ain't been tapped into like the inner circles of Skibidi Toilet for a better part of a year. So I ain't talked to none of these people. So to hear him even come out and say something like that, you know it's serious. I couldn't get a straight answer about where Boom is or what his actual role in Emergence is supposed to be. I heard he's in Japan. I don't know how people are knowing this. Like, people are like, yeah, I seen him in Japan the other day, bro. He just over there vibing. So my whole thing is like, and I don't know why it's such a big deal for them to just come out and say, we bought this off of him. Because that's what people are suspecting. And Boom hasn't really said, like, there has to be an announcement. Because if not, it's disingenuous and a lot of people don't know and a lot of people already don't care. So now we're just it's slowly but surely rotting. You're letting it rot. You're letting the rot fester and it's going to keep spreading. You have to stop it now. And if you're having the major players in the community coming out and saying words like these, bro, it sounds like the beginning of the end. Again, I just don't understand how we're getting to this point when this is such a prevalent community on the internet. This isn't like some small fandom. No, bro, this is multi-million dollars. We're probably talking about upwards of 10, 20, 30, 50, $100 million made off of this IP. Why? I'm just, bro, because I keep trying to see it. Like, obviously I see it from a consumer point of view. But now, if we want to get all the answers, we have to stop, breathe, collect ourselves, and now let's look at it from a business point of view. And it still don't make sense. So what is happening? Okay. They can't seem to decide whether he's very busy or just taking a rest. As of now, Skibidi Toilet's fate is in the hands of corporate suits and out-of-touch people like Adam Goodman, which I've spoken to, actually. We had a very pleasant meeting like last year. So at that point, I didn't think that it would get this far. That's nuts. Wow. Okay. Who clearly has no idea what the spirit of Skibidi Toilet even is. Yeah, bro. I don't want to say too much about the conversations that I had, but what I was under. See, I would from what it made it seem like to me was that I always knew Skibidi was gonna go corporate. I've been knew that for a long time because I was blessed to be one of the few people that actually got a lot of inside information about where the series is heading, what's going on, and all the new designs of all the new characters and everything like that. These are knowledges and things that I've seen with my own eyes. And I already knew, but I didn't know that like they weren't, bro, because again, I'm so confused by the fact that like this isn't hard. Like, I don't think it's really hard what to pick up Skibidi, assume the mantle, right? All the content is there, all the characters are there, the plot lines are there, the creators are there, right? So just keep it going. Why are we changing any kind of direction if the direction is already settled? Maybe they see something we don't. Maybe they see something we don't. I don't know. They're talking about continuing the original storyline, like episode 80 and beyond, and SFM. And they say it's coming soon. But they don't even know who's going to animate it. Wait. Boom isn't animating anymore! Yo. They also plan to pump out more content like Emergence, which they still somehow believe was good. I think the idea of having more Skibidi-like content is a good idea. It's just about the execution. And once again, I'm going to keep saying this because I hope somebody from Invis is watching my videos. You guys have everything you need to make something successful. Instead of outsourcing, you need to insource with the people that already care and love the series so much. Man. My disappointment with Invis goes far beyond creative decisions. I actually worked for them on 79 Part 3, and because of my material situation, I was looking to receive some payment, but no contract for working on the series was ever signed with me. Instead, I was offered another job with very poor conditions where the payment was supposed to be made only once for 8 episodes. Yo. In the contract I signed to obtain the right to use the license for filming Skibidi related content, there was also a clause that prohibited me from speaking out against invisible narratives in any way. I assume Boom had the same clause in his contract, which may be the reason why Boom is staying silent. This whole situation is awful. I feel like I have no choice but to start planning my exit from Skibidi Toilet fandom. I've never seen this level of frustration and disappointment in the community before. It really feels like it's officially over. They're killing Skibidi Toilet for good. Wow. 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 Zach Door, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch the video, bro. I want to save my thoughts because I don't want to get redundant, but that is ridiculous where we are right now. Yo, Invis, please. Bro, what's going on my screen? Invis, please. Anybody from the team, y'all need to stay within the community, bro. And I'm not going to sit here and say, reach out to me. Because, like, I'm very outspoken. But I want them to get it right. I'm less concerned about the mistakes and more concerned about how do we fix it. And if Invis doesn't think they're making mistakes, then the conversation cannot even be had.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the
fallout I have ever seen in my life. Once again, I would like to remind everybody, this ain't no little fandom. This is a fandom worth millions of people, of energy, of dollars, pounds, whatever your currency is. It shouldn't even be possible. This shouldn't be possible. The way
same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day.
Get like a full like expose from Boom. One of the things I want to know is, did he lawyer up? Because I already knew, like, so the way I see it is like, the reason why Boom had to get Invis was because of a lot of copyright IP issues. He didn't know it would blow up this big, copyright, all these things. I don't know if Boom could have worked with YouTube directly or what, But dog.
Past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going live, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.
Nah, why are the Titans? Don't tell me that the death of Plunger was the end of Skibidi Toilet. That's what they need, bro. They need Boom back. If Boom isn't animated in the new episode, you guys have a problem.